Hi, I'm Tanya Steele, Editor-in-Chief of Epicurious.com, and you're watching Around the World in 80 Dishes. Today we're going to Vietnam, one of my favorite places to eat and travel to, and we're doing it with the CIA chef instructor extraordinaire, Eve Felder.
Oh, thank you.
So Eve, I'm very excited about this dish. This is one of my favorite things to eat. It's a beef pho, right? But you say pho in Vietnam, is that correct?
In Vietnamese, it's pho.
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 But it's spelled P-H-O.
P-H-O.
Okay.
And in the United States, we either say pho or pho, but pho is probably a little more accurate.
I see. And it's just a beef noodle soup, right? Which I've always had at Vietnamese restaurants at dinner time, but I understand that actually it's oftentimes a breakfast or a lunch food.
It is a breakfast. It's served sort of like dim sum in China, where you can eat it for breakfast through the lunch hour. It's a snack. It's a rejuvenating dish. Interesting enough, because Vietnam was occupied by the French for so long,
right.
It's essentially a Southeast Asian pot au feu.
Oh my gosh, I never thought of that.
Is
That's
that
so
amazing?
Interesting, yes.
Well, we should probably get busy cooking.
All
We're
right.
sitting here discussing
gabbing.
it. So what we're going to first do is we are going to make the broth.
Okay.
And so we have here chuck. This is chuck from the shoulder of beef. And this is going to make an incredible rich broth. Broth meaning that it's been cooked with meat as opposed to simply bones. And then, Tanya, this is marrow bones.
Oh, right.
So let's go ahead. If you would add those to the pot.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up to a boil. And this is a two-part process, and it really harkens back to the French influence of Vietnam, where we're making a clear, rich, incredible bouillon, an incredible broth. So we'll bring it up to a boil, we'll skim it, skim the proteins.
Skim the fat off.
And it's actually the proteins
it
that
is.
coagulate. We'll skim the proteins off, and then we're going to move the bones to another pot of boiling water. So now we've gotten rid of all of the muck.
I see. So that's why you're doing this. You're really trying to get the proteins off and any kind of coagulants on top.
So that you have a beautiful clear. Now I'm going to bring this up so we can get it boiling. You boil it for about 5 minutes.
And it starts in cold water?
It does.
Okay.
It does. That's perfect.
Okay.
So let's get rid of this. And in the meantime, what you and I are going to do...
I'm going to cover this
Yes.
guy.
So we're going to... what we did is we charred onions and ginger. And the purpose of charring the onions and ginger is it just adds a smoky, delicious flavor. It also helps to remove the skin. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you how to do this. This is the ginger. You take about a 3-inch piece of ginger. You cut it in half. Just put it on the
burner?
grate. On the grate.
So you just literally put it on top of the grate on the fire and then let the flames just burn it all around.
Exactly.
Okay.
So then you take, I love this little knife. This is
yeah.
called a turning knife, and it fits in my hand perfect. But you're going to take off, so you're going to remove the skin just like this and pull it down and into your bowl of water. I'm only putting in the bowl of water because I have it here to essentially rinse the ginger. So I'm going to do this one, and then you're going to do the next one, okay? So here we go. That's good enough. We're going to rinse it just a little bit, and then go ahead and do this one.
Thank you.
And then with the onion, we're going to do the same thing. Just remove the char and just rinse it just a tiny bit.
I see. Well, that's certainly easy with onions.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to cook them.
It's a very easy way, and it adds that, even though you've taken off the char, it does add a smoky flavor, and it cooks the onion so it's not just all raw.
I see.
There you go.
Wow.
So we're
so
ready
simple.
to go.
Okay. So then this is boiled for 5 minutes, so we're going to swap it into the other pot of boiling hot water.
That's right.
Okay.
That's exactly right.
Now, Chef, this looks like this is what you're talking about when you're talking about skimming.
Yes.
You want to skim that off.
And see you see little goblets of fat, but fat isn't the main issue that's going to cloud a stock. What's going to cloud the stock is this protein.
I see.
And see, all you do is you just come through and gently pick it up, just like that. Do you want to try that?
Sure.
Then what you want to do is you want to keep doing this and get rid of all of it. Now, one of the things, let's get that bone down, and if we get that bone down, we can come and quickly get it up like this. Don't worry about getting up too much liquid.
No?
Because it's not about that. You're not going to use
Okay.
the liquid. All you're going to do is get the scum. And one of the things we say, and my 9-year-old says, is skim the scum and let it simmer. And so that's how you essentially make a stock. So you get all this off. It doesn't matter.
If you're taking too much liquid.
No, because you're gonna put it into other boiling water.
Oh, that's right. So, Chef, we've got the second pot of boiling water
There you go.
ready to go. Ooh, that is a rolling boil, as we say.
Now, what you want to do, Tanya, is begin adding, this were the bones we were trying to get out of the way,
Right.
but add those. Be careful.
That out splashes.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
Okay. Thank you.
And then we have our 2 pieces of chuck and our
Bones.
our marrow bones. Now, the chuck, we have 2 1-pound pieces of chuck. One of those we will take out after 40 minutes, and that's going to be part of our final dish.
I see.
The other one will stay in there just to enrich the stock. And these bones, you can get very inexpensively.
You can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They're-
you can just
they're-
ask the butcher.
Absolutely. And not only that, your dog would love them.
Well, anything our dog loves, got to do.
Because they're full of marrow.
So this is a protein-packed, very sustaining soup, which makes sense to have for breakfast. Oops.
Now, we want to be basically at a simmer. We do not want to be at a high boil, because the key here is you want to keep the clear. You want it to be clear.
I see.
Have a little bit of fat here we're going to take out, and a little bit of protein here, but it will slowly simmer for an hour and a half.
Okay, so we bring it down, and before we actually simmer for an hour and a half, we're going to add the aromatics, the ginger and the onion?
The ginger and the onion.
Okay.
That's right. And then after the ginger and the onion, you're going to add your rock sugar. This is actually jaggery. And one of the things in Asian cooking, you'll go into an Asian market, and they will have all types of different styles of sugar.
Yeah.
You could use brown sugar.
Oh, you can?
You could use
Okay.
white sugar. But this is jaggery. You could use palm sugar.
It looks just like brown sugar.
It's delicious. So add that, and then, of course, fish sauce.
Yes.
Now-
the nuoc mam, as
It
it's
is,
called. Yes.
exactly. And fish sauce should always be added to something rather than beginning to cook with fish sauce. So
Is-
this has,
Because it's so pungent, right? Because isn't fish sauce actually anchovies?
it is.
essentially?
It is. It's fermented anchovies that have been salted in the juice that runs out of them.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is good to go. So we're going to simmer it for an hour and a half. But 40 minutes into it, we're going to remove one of the pieces of beef. And we skim occasionally, right?
Yeah.
While it's, okay.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Chef, so this has been simmering for a long time, but we're going to add some more aromatics, is that correct?
We are. After an hour and a half, we then are going to add star anise and also cloves. Now, we have toasted these just a tiny bit in a dry pan. So they're the cloves. We've just tossed them a bit in the pan just to bring out their volatile oils.
Uh-huh.
And so now you're going to wrap it up in a piece of cheesecloth with a piece of string. So if you want to wrap
Okay.
the string around. And we make the string that long so that you can essentially tie it to the rim
Oh.
of the pot and be able to pull it out when you're ready
Oh,
to
that's
pull.
so
Now,
interesting.
don't wrap it too many
Okay.
times, because then we don't have a don't
There
have
we
a
go.
long enough tail. So here, you wrap it again, and just do it one time around.
Okay.
Yeah, wrap it one time around and tie. Now make a knot. There you go. Perfect. Tight. Perfect.
Okay.
And then we're going to go ahead and put this in. Doesn't that look good?
Yeah.
Put this in and tie it to the outside so we can quickly remove it. So there's our broth.
Okay, so we're going to let this simmer for 30 more minutes, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, should I cover it?
No, don't
Okay,
cover it. Don't
okay.
cover it. We did remove our meat,
Right.
and we put that into a cooling water quickly. Just cool it quickly and brought it out.
Okay, just one piece of the meat so that we can then slice it up
Exactly.
right at the end. Okay.
That's right.
All right, great. So I guess in the
Okay.
next video, we'll assemble the dish.
We will.
Okay,
That'll
I'm
be
so
fun.
excited. Yeah.